A quiet FBI rookie walks straight into a world of violent extremism,
Kill anybody?
where every word he speaks could expose him and get him killed. As the agent gains their trust, he discovers a far more dangerous secret, forcing him to play along while racing against time.
Were you followed?
No, I wasn't.
You sure?
Yes, I was.
With a deadly bomb in the making and no one left to trust, Nate must risk everything to stop an attack from the inside. The story kicks off in Washington, D.C., where the FBI stops a young Somali man, Usman, moments before he can bomb a federal building. After his arrest, he refuses to cooperate, until rookie agent Nate Foster steps in. Speaking in Somali, Nate earns his trust and successfully gets him to talk, impressing senior agent Angela with his calm and intelligent approach. Nate is a quiet, introverted agent who keeps to himself, often buried in books and casework. Because of his reserved nature, other agents tend to underestimate and mock him.
Genius.
But Angela sees potential in him, especially his rare ability to communicate and negotiate under pressure. Things escalate when the FBI discovers that a dangerous radioactive material, CCM, has been smuggled into the U.S. from North Africa and then stolen.
Cesium coming from North Africa.
Only 2 containers are recovered, while 6 remain missing, enough to build a deadly bomb. As the Bureau investigates, Angela suspects a white supremacist group may have the missing material, setting the stage for a high-stakes operation. To test her suspicion, Angela pulls Nate into a risky plan.
Okay, would you stop?
She introduces him to Dallas Walsh, a radical voice spreading Nazi ideology through his podcast and radio show, constantly pushing hate and calling for violence against non-white communities. Believing Nate's talent for connecting with people is exactly what this mission needs, Angela asks him to go undercover.
I need someone to get in there and get close to him.
Infiltrate a white supremacist group and get close enough to Walsh to find out if they're building a bomb. Tired of paperwork and craving real field work, Nate immediately agrees. To go undercover, Nate completely reinvents himself, shaving his head, studying extremist ideology, and adopting a fake identity as a former soldier with Angela's help. Through an informant, he's introduced to Vince, a white supremacist gang leader, and successfully earns the group's trust. As he blends in, he forms close ties with members like Roy and Johnny.
Everybody seems to really like you.
And even gets a swastika tattoo to prove his loyalty. With Angela urging him to stay deep in character, Nate focuses on gaining Vince's confidence. If you are enjoying this intense recap, don't forget to like the video. Each night, Nate quietly types up his daily FBI reports until he falls asleep at his desk. By morning, he has to scramble, hiding his laptop whenever Roy and Johnny drop by, unaware they're standing inches away from classified evidence. Meanwhile, Vince and his crew grow more comfortable with Nate, eventually inviting him to a house party that pulls him deeper into their world.
Nate, come check this out.
The gathering takes place at the home of Jerry, an engineer who doesn't fit the usual image.
Vince told me all about you.
No tattoos, no shaved head, just an ordinary-looking family man. Nate is surprised by him. Unlike the others, Jerry comes across as calm, intelligent, and measured, showing that not everyone in this movement looks or behaves the same on the surface. At the same party, Nate meets Andrew Blackwell,
And this is Andrew Blackwell from the Aryan Alliance.
a powerful figure leading a violent white supremacist group out of Ohio. The group later watches an interview featuring Dallas Walsh, who announces plans for a massive rally uniting white nationalist factions. Playing his part, Nate expresses admiration for Walsh, which pays off. Vince soon takes him to one of Walsh's conventions. There, surrounded by extremists from across the country, Nate witnesses Walsh deliver another fiery, hate-filled speech, met with roaring approval from the crowd.
White genocide!
After the rally speech, Vince finally brings Nate face-to-face with Dallas Walsh. Staying in character, Nate praises Walsh's ideology and claims he plans to attend future events. He even dangles a tempting offer, saying he has wealthy connections willing to fund Walsh's podcast and radio platform, helping him spread his message further.
Call this number and we'll talk.
Walsh is instantly intrigued, but Nate's cover is soon pushed to the limit. One day, Roy and Johnny target a black man walking with his white girlfriend and violently attack him. Nate tries to intervene, but realizes he can't blow his cover. Thinking fast, he pretends to join in, throwing a bottle not at the victim, but at a nearby storefront. The crash sets off an alarm, forcing everyone to scatter before police arrive, allowing Nate to protect the man without exposing himself.
Go ahead, put us all in prison. That's how you're gonna win your race war?
Days later, Nate attends Walsh's massive white power rally, surrounded by extremist groups from across the country. To stay undercover, he joins in chanting hateful slogans,
White power! White power!
despite clearly struggling internally. The situation spirals when anti-racist protesters clash with the crowd, turning the rally into a full-blown riot. In the chaos, Nate spots Andrew injured and manages to pull him to safety. To avoid police trouble as tensions escalate, Nate takes the wounded Andrew to Jerry's house. At Jerry's house, Nate begins to see a different side of the movement. Jerry and his family come across as surprisingly normal and polite, and over dinner, the two bond over books and long conversations. Meanwhile, Andrew, grateful for Nate's help during the riot, invites him to a secret compound hidden deep in a remote forest. Subscribe to the channel before watching ahead. When Nate arrives, he realizes this is something far more serious. The isolated base is being developed into a full-scale training ground for white nationalists. Andrew dismisses Vince's group as immature,
Because they're punks. They're amateurs.
claiming they lack the discipline to create real impact. Instead, he reveals his own plan, showing Nate a city water pipeline map and hinting at a large-scale attack.
Well, I think this is a great location. What do you think?
Yeah.
Nate also spots a massive stockpile of weapons, confirming his suspicions that something dangerous is underway. Playing along, Nate offers to train recruits using his military experience, earning Andrew's trust and getting closer to the truth. Nate then approaches Dallas Walsh again, repeating his investment offer and even handing over $7,000 to build credibility.
You're a man of your word.
While inside Walsh's house, he secretly scans the area and detects faint traces of radioactive material, confirming that the stolen CCM may be involved. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Nate immediately contacts Angela and the FBI,
Building a compound outside DC.
urging them to prepare funds and mobilize teams. Tensions spike when Vince and Roy confront Andrew, accusing Nate of being a traitor.
Wondering if maybe you could explain some...
But Andrew firmly trusts Nate and throws them out. Staying focused, Nate revisits Dallas Walsh, trying to dig for details about a larger plan. However, Walsh refuses the offer, denies any involvement in violence, and sends Nate away with nothing.
Sorry it didn't work out.
The situation takes a sharp turn when Walsh himself appears at the FBI office, accusing Nate of trying to provoke him into illegal activity.
Threatening me. His name is Nate Thomas.
During questioning, Walsh reveals he's not an extremist believer, but simply profiting from hateful content. He also explains the radioactive traces were due to his cancer treatment, not a bomb.
I do this for money.
With that, Angela's theory falls apart, and both she and Nate are reprimanded, while Andrew's plans are dismissed as empty talk meant to recruit followers. After confirming that Andrew's weapons are all legally owned,
Every single one of those guns is legally registered.
the FBI finds no grounds to act. With no evidence left, Angela shuts down the operation and orders Nate to return, convinced they've been chasing the wrong lead. Disappointed and defeated, Nate prepares to leave.
Yeah.
But a final visit to return Jerry's book takes an unexpected turn. During their meeting, Jerry reveals the truth. He's the one secretly building a bomb using the stolen CCM, along with two accomplices. Seeing an opportunity, Nate offers to help by sourcing a stronger explosive, gaining their trust.
The TATP.
He quickly alerts Angela, who sets up a sting operation with a fake supply. The next morning, Angela warns Nate that Jerry's group is moving ahead without him, having secured ammonium nitrate for the bomb. Realizing the attack is imminent, Nate rushes to Jerry's house and discovers a fully assembled device in the garage using the stolen CCM. Pretending to help, he secretly calls Angela and confirms the location, asking for a brief delay since Jerry's family is still inside. To buy time, Nate creates panic by claiming one of the containers is leaking, pushing everyone to suit up. Just as Jerry realizes the deception and attacks him, the FBI storms in and arrests the group, safely securing the bomb. Nate's quick thinking prevents both an explosion and a violent shootout. The next day, he's celebrated for his success and rewarded with a promotion and transfer to Texas. In the end, Johnny is shown having left extremism behind, now teaching students to reject hate.
You guys don't have to make the same mistakes I did.
Giving Nate one final sign that his mission truly made a difference. Thanks for watching and supporting